This is KGW News at Sunrise.
Oregon lawmakers are responding to a new abortion bill in Idaho that will stop abortions after 6 weeks. That's before most women even know they're pregnant. Coming up, we're breaking down a huge effort in Oregon to bump up services for women who will be forced to cross the border.
And some big changes coming to Clark County. Deputies there will no longer respond to low-level crimes. We'll tell you what that includes.
Can we have a little fun this morning?
Please.
Absolutely.
Can we?
Ah!
Here's a good place for fun.
That's cute.
We're talking about Oaks Park this morning because they are opening up for the season this Saturday. Would you believe, gang? Oaks Park getting ready for its 117th year
Is that a chipmunk?
of operation.
I think so. Like
believe-
oak.
Yes,
Like
I believe his name is
nut.
Chipper, actually.
Squirrel.
Oh.
Chipper.
Got it.
Oh,
It's Chipper. We'll have to confirm that.
he's got the moves. Jeez.
He's got moves like Rodney. Rodney Hill joining us here at the top of the hour.
Can you do that?
On roller skates?
Yeah, with a huge costume on.
To me, roller skates are like ice skates. I can do everything but stop. I have to go slamming into the wall.
Same, yeah.
I didn't know that was coming. That was fun.
Yeah, very cool. We'll have more from Oaks Park, of course, coming up throughout the morning.
All right, here's the radar. We do have some lingering showers this morning, and if you look at this carefully, well, there's Longview, so that would be an exception, but you folks have a passing shower. But most of this is over the Coast Range and the Cascades. Don't be shocked if you see a raindrop out there early this morning. We have a mix of cloud cover. Some of you are partly cloudy. Most of us are dry. And moving forward, I think this turns into a nice day. We're at 45 out at the airport right now, but a lot of you are sitting in the 30s, even mid-30s. Here's the bus stop. So a raindrop this morning, maybe. Otherwise, temperatures will say 40 on average, but the reality is anywhere from about 34 to 43 is the range. We'll be 50 partly cloudy at noon, and then 57 and partly cloudy later today when the kids get out of school, guys.
All right, Rob, we want to get to our top story this morning, and it will all unfold in the next hour when Ukraine's president speaks to members of the United States Congress in a virtual speech that will address some of the biggest issues that his country is dealing with as it continues to defend itself against Russia.
And once again, he's expected to plead for a no-fly zone and military jets. It's something the Biden administration has rejected so far, saying it could cause World War III. The situation is dire. At least one person died after Russian airstrikes destroyed this apartment building in Kyiv. It's a reminder of the growing number of civilian casualties. Among those killed since the war started, an American journalist and 2 members of a Fox News crew. Yesterday, President Zelensky described the destruction to Canadian lawmakers, making an emotional plea.
Close the airspace. Please stop the bombing. How many more cruise missiles have to fall on our cities?
The Biden administration is considering giving drones to Ukraine. They're equipped with missiles that could target Russian tanks and artillery from miles away. President Biden has already signed off on almost $14 billion in humanitarian and military aid.
Back here at home, now to Oregon's response to a new abortion bill across the border in Idaho. That Idaho bill passed Monday would essentially ban nearly all abortions after 6 weeks. And now Oregon lawmakers are touting a new law here that would help fund abortions. Catherine Cook explains why.
It's one of those things where you hate to be right.
Christelle Allen with Pro-Choice Oregon had been paying close attention to Idaho. And this week, she and other reproductive health care advocates watched as lawmakers there approved a bill that would effectively ban abortion after 6 weeks by allowing potential family members to sue a doctor who performs one.
What has happened this week in Idaho is exactly the worst case scenario that we were preparing our legislators, our champions in Oregon for.
That preparation just resulted in Oregon lawmakers passing a bill to support the $15 million Oregon Reproductive Equity Fund. That money will cover costs for abortion, travel, and lodging for patients who need it, many who will be traveling to Oregon from out of state. Idaho's law would impact abortions after 6 weeks, but the Guttmacher Institute, a pro-choice research group, studied the potential impact of a 15-week ban, not just in Idaho, but other states likely to support one. It estimated a 234% increase in people traveling to Oregon for an abortion and a 385% increase for those traveling to Washington.
The truth is it will also impact residents of Oregon, because for our Eastern Oregonians, Boise is closer than some of the clinics that we have in the western part of the state.
Kalpana Krishnamurthy is with Forward Together Action. She says Idaho's abortion ban also underlines Oregon's existing problem of healthcare deserts, communities whose residents often struggle disproportionately and have fewer resources.
When a state passes an abortion ban, we know that it doesn't impact people in the same ways. We are very excited to be able to, I think, finally address some of those longstanding disparities that exist in our state.
Idaho's governor is expected to sign the state's abortion bill into law. And from where Christelle Allen sits, it's not likely to stop there.
I'm just feeling like this is a terrible moment for so many people across our country as they prepare to lose access.
Catherine Cook, KGW News.
All right, next up here on Sunrise, we want to let you know about a change coming to Multnomah County this month that's aimed at helping more people who are homeless get into shelters. The county is going to loosen capacity restrictions that were put in place during the pandemic, and that should make another 450 beds available by the end of the month. A new shelter specifically for women is also opening up in southeast Portland this spring, and that will provide an additional 125 beds. With a total of 15 new organized shelters opening up over the past 2 years, the county says there are more shelter beds available now than before the start of the pandemic.
Now to some of the other headlines that we're following for you on this Wednesday morning. Beaverton police are looking for the driver who hit and killed a woman and then just took off. The crash happened yesterday morning near Hall Boulevard and Farmington Road. The woman was in the crosswalk around 7 a.m. when a red SUV turned onto Farmington and hit her. The driver never stopped to check on her. That is kind of a blurry picture of the vehicle police want to find. If by chance you recognize the SUV or if you have any other information, call Beaverton Police. Schools in Oregon City will now stock naloxone or Narcan and provide training on how to use it. If someone overdoses on opioids, it rapidly reverses the effects. The school board passed this plan unanimously in response to more fentanyl deaths in the metro area. The district says it's also working on prevention, informing students and parents about the danger of fentanyl. And Highway 101 on the Oregon coast remains closed this morning near Rockaway Beach. That landslide covered lanes in both directions yesterday. Video from Sky 8 shows crews working to clear the highway. ODOT says it doesn't know when the road will reopen. In the meantime, traffic is detouring onto Miami Foley Road. And those are some of your Wednesday headlines.
Our next story this morning is from Clark County, where sheriff's deputies will soon stop responding to calls about low-level crime.
Yeah, it's because the sheriff says they just don't have enough deputies. So here's what this means. If you call about some things like trespassing, simple assaults, certain fraud, minor thefts, or traffic complaints, a deputy likely will not come. They'll also stop doing welfare checks on the homeless, and it's concerning for people living in the county.
It does make me feel less safe and more concerned. I've already been talking to friends and family about this, and their concern is that because it has been publicly announced which service cuts they're doing, it's going to allow people who maybe wouldn't have done these things before to go do them.
The sheriff wasn't available for an interview with us, but said in a statement that in his 40-year career, he never has imagined making service cuts like these. As far as the staffing shortage goes, the president of the Sheriff's Guild Union chalks it up to inadequate hiring bonuses and incentive packages.
It's 5:09. We want to step outside and take a live look at the city from our Rose City Sky Cam. It's focused on Moda Center. Big day tomorrow. March Madness comes to Moda Center. Lots of basketball. We looked for tickets, but they were way up in the 300 level. I think it's just easier to watch it on TV.
Yeah, no kidding.
But what energy. Yeah, definitely more. And you get better snacks.
Well, you can drink 5 beers for what, like $6 at home, something like that too.
How's our forecast looking this morning?
Not too bad. We have some lingering showers around. Again, these are mainly up in the mountains currently, with the exception of some showers passing through the hills. And clipping Longview. We're all dry from Portland down to Salem, and everything you see on the radar should be going away during the morning hours. So this turns into a pretty good one. We have a distinct difference between being in the 40s with cloud cover on the west side and then partly cloudy skies and chilly temps. I backed it up, didn't I? This is east. I misspoke. This is west. 34 out in Hillsborough. I'll get my directions straight. There's 38 degrees in Kaiser. Good morning to you. Overall, this is going to be a nice day. Those early morning showers mainly over the mountains again will be ending. There's Kelso with some rain in the area at 43. Temperatures 28 in Bend, 32 out in Baker City. Mostly sunny skies today east of the Cascades and generally becoming dry and partly cloudy here on the west side. Temperatures Salem, Corvallis each at 57. Winds will be light, and that's where we are right now, as a matter of fact. 53 up in Longview. Battleground gets up to 54 degrees. Again, partly cloudy skies coming for your Wednesday. 7-day numbers. Still looking at a weakening system that throws thicker clouds our way tomorrow afternoon and evening with a few showers around. And then Friday, dry during the day. Evening rain starts to pick up. The front comes in overnight. Saturday could look a lot like yesterday did. We had a thunderstorm yesterday. I know there was at least one up in Clark County around noon. And then Sunday dry, partly cloudy. Monday is dry. And then the next front comes in. And now some models don't show a cold front. I'm going with the one that does, and that would bring some rain in late Tuesday. If we don't get that front, it could easily be mid-60s, even upper 60s into Wednesday of next week. Of course, next week is spring break. We know that because Drew Carney will be gone. He's out of here.
Oh, thank you for that reminder, Rod.